Thank you so much, Mr. Chairman. My amendment would prohibit funds for the voluntary recall proposed rule at the Consumer Product Safety Commission and prevent them from moving forward with a rule that would cripple the highly successful voluntary recall program that is currently in place. For nearly 40 years, the CPSC and manufacturers and retailers, big and small, have partnered to ensure that the system of voluntary recalls is effectively reducing the safety risks that are posed to the public. In fact, the CPSC recently highlighted the success of the program, noting that 90% of the recalls through the award-winning Fast Track program are implemented within 20 days. The Fast Track program was created by former CPSC Chairman Ann Brown to greatly reduce the amount of time it takes recalls to be implemented. Instead of working to increase the efficiency of its programs, the CPSC's proposed rule change effectively kills its most successful program. On May 30th, Ann Brown, a Democratic former chairman appointed by President Clinton, sent a letter to the Energy and Commerce Committee expressing deep concerns over the impacts of the Commission's proposed rule. Concerning the substantive provisions of the proposal, former Chairman Brown stated, and I quote, "A fast-track procedure would be rendered impossible under these circumstances," end quote. The success of this fast-track program is based on the shared commitment of the Commission and the private sector to remove harmful products from the marketplace. The Commission, however, now seeks to transform the voluntary recall process into a legal negotiation equivalent to a settlement agreement. The proposed substantive changes would require companies seeking to implement a recall to hire an attorney to negotiate binding and enforceable terms with the CPSC staff. This places significant burdens on small businesses that use the Fast Track program because the program allows them to work with the Commission staff without having to pay expensive legal fees. The CPSC should not discourage companies from working closely, efficiently, and effectively with the CPSC when potential hazards or defects are identified. As the letter from former Commissioner Chairman Brown shows, this is not a political issue. The senators from Pennsylvania, Casey and Toomey, a Democrat and Republican respectively, submitted a letter in January for the docket raising concerns about the proposed changes. Senators King sent the Commission a letter in March expressing similar concerns, and I ask unanimous consent, Mr. Chairman, to submit these letters from Commissioner Brown and the Senators into the record.
That request will be covered by general leave.
I also ask that members of this chamber recognize that the proposed rule change would slow a process meant to be conducted with speed and without red tape and would harm a system that ensures that consumer products sold in the U.S. are the safest in the world. And I reserve the balance of my time. I thank the chairman reclaiming my time. I would urge support of this amendment. The program in place at the CPSC has worked well. It is supported by Democrats and Republicans. The process that they are going through at the CPA, expending a tremendous amount of time and money, looking at setting up a system that would force these retailers into legal negotiations and settlements is not the way to address this. The Fast Track program has been enormously successful. Former Commissioner Brown worked in the Clinton administration, was appointed by President Clinton. They did a great job putting this program together. We should leave it in place. I urge a yes vote and yield back my time.